about
Record
interaction?
video. We are
What?
recording.
No.
We are live.
Huh?
Hello, internet archaeologists of the future. This is probably very confusing, but we'll go slow so you can hopefully keep up. We want to share our knowledge of the past with you.
Do?
This is a practice we called speed dating. This is an exact example of how this would go in the real world, complete with fireballs.
I'm not throwing any fireballs.
Well, now the surprise is ruined. No, I don't want to do it anymore.
Use fireball.
I don't think that's a good idea. I really don't.
I don't think
don't either.
Nope.
I mean, I'm here for it. Keeps things interesting.
Bring the fire!
I was wondering why you said you had to mute yourself.
Oh, no, that was because I was going to crack up so hard over you while you were talking, and it's like, oh, no.
I always address the future internet archaeologists. I want to be remembered fondly.
We've said goodbye.
We've said hello?
Whenever you say
Apparently.
goodbye, we
You
say
say
hello.
I said
Hello.
Isn't this where we came in?
Hmm?
Beep, beep. The fire.
We've already had to bring the
All the
fire.
fire.
We've already had to get out. We are on a roll tonight.
Is that roll with 2 L's or roll with an E?
Yes. All of them. Yes. Let's see. Do, do, do.
Hey, before we start, Dancing Dell addressing you. If Dallas TPK's the party, he's TPKing 2 of his own characters.
I'm
convinced
sure
that there isn't
B6
gonna
has
be,
a
like,
self-destruct
surprise
mode.
combat of some kind.
I'm sure B6 has a self-destruct.
I mean, why there is no danger here. This is a safe zone, friend.
You sure about that?
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger!
You're in capable hands.
Are you,
I
though?
have so many dice on hand just in case. I have D100 ready to go. I have like 5 D20s. I have all of the fireball damage dice ready just in case.
Alright, I suppose I should
8
actually get
D6.
Asta's dice set up. I took out 1 poly set and an extra D20, and let me just get everything actually set
Was it
up, just in
68?
case, because...
I'm putting together level 3 Jaster in the
Okay.
Roll20 Charactermancer right now.
I don't know,
Just
like,
in
ready? I don't know what
case.
we're talking about.
What we need here? I've got a candle. I've got some chocolate almonds. You know,
Excellent.
ready.
I have my tea. I have a literal
good.
pint jar full of water.
Good.
And I got my shiny purple dice out that Elliot bought me and are amazing.
Oh, that sounds so spectacular.
I love dice.
We know.
Who doesn't know this about me at this point? Accidentally uploading tons of dice pictures to the wrong chat room. God.
Oh yeah, well.
Oh,
I
hush,
hate
Dancing
dice.
Del. Oh, hush with your air quotes water.
Okay, and Danny, were you able to find the Roll20?
No. I'm looking for that
Okay.
link.
It's in that group chat for the D&D speed dating group.
Okay.
Please hold for technical difficulties.
Please hold.
Intermission music from Monty Python and the Holy Grail plays in the background.
There we go. I'll try to tag you on it.
Okay, I think I'm in.
I just realized that until until he hits level 3 as or a third level bard, Jaster is SRD compliant.
Eh.
Well, no, his race. Never mind.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's great.
This is wonderful.
Perfect.
Okay. And let's see. Natalie, I'm so sorry. You might have to refresh, but you should be able to move around Danny now.
Alright, let me try refreshing this.
Can I move?
Also,
all
is
of
this
my
Danny from our very first campaign together?
We lost a friend.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask
Weird.
that same question because I remember that game,
Yeah, it's like, I remember Danny.
and I remember Sassy Danny. I don't know about everybody else, but I remember
Yeah.
Sassy Danny.
Yeah, Danny was very sassy.
This is going to be so good.
So it's a duel then.
Uh-oh.
Who's the spider character on the board?
This is B6's small mechanical spider.
Is it disconcerting?
Is it?
Well, I mean, I've got an irrational fear of spiders.
Oh. Hey, friend.
Spider is a good friend. It'll be okay.
Not if it's a poison spider. No! You keep that away from Floyd. You get out of here with that nonsense.
Is that fire? Is that spider susceptible to fire damage?
Might be.
Can neither confirm nor deny.
So what about lightning damage?
Well, we may find out soon.
You may. Well, friends, it has come to that time for our official programming to begin. I assume that we can all move around our characters on the board. Please let me know if you cannot. All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Just your friendly reminder that while we are proud of our product, we must admit none of us are actually in a professional recording studio. We are recording on a myriad of devices and internet qualities. Please give us patience if there are technical difficulties and or interruptions from pets and toddlers. We love all of you and enjoy the show. First, let's introduce ourselves in the order we see in our Discord chat. And what we're going to do tonight, just tell us your name, your character name, and our question for tonight, which is, why is your character doing speed dating? We'll start things off with Floyd.
Alrighty, my real name anyway is Jacob, Jacob Shillow. I stream. Anyway, my character is named Floyd, and any of you Dark Souls fans out there will notice that my token is of Seath the Scaleless. There's a reason for that. And why am I here tonight? Well, being that I'm a new father, I don't really get to go out much and meet new people, so I'm just hoping to make some lifelong friends here tonight.
Hi, I am Alex. I'm also known across the internet as Zale Mannix. Tonight I will be playing Jasta. Jaster has decided to go speed dating mostly to see how his very dear friend Asta reacts. Also to have social interaction with people because that's always fun. And also, there's cheap booze, which, with the way Asta drinks, is useful.
Hello, my name is Anna, and I'm a co-DM here on the channel, and I will be playing Captain Richardson tonight. And she's here because the sign said they serve liquor, and my ship's broken. Does anyone here know how to fix it? I just need to get out of here. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I will be playing Danny. Danny is here tonight primarily because the people she knows are concerned for her and think she should get out more. So why is she here? She really doesn't want to be, but here she is. So that's Danny. You'll meet more of her later.
Hello, I am Elliot, and I will be playing Oberon. He was looking for the bathroom and took a wrong turn, and now he's here, and he's a little scared, but he's too proud to ask for help, and he can't find his way out, so he's just gonna see what happens.
Hello, I am Dallas MacArthur. I'm usually one of the co-DMs on here. Tonight I will be playing two very different characters with very distinct voices, so pardon me if I get them mixed up, and definitely call me out on it if I get them mixed up. The first character I am playing is Fukra, and Fukra has come to this event to find champion to go with him on this battle we call life. I will also be playing B658. B6 has made it a study of my entire existence to discern what motivates biologicals to engage in any of their day-to-day activities. This entire event seems to be a study of that nature, and I would be remiss to not participate.
I'm Casey. I'm playing Perith tonight. And Perith is here because his good friend Kibley told him that this would be a great place to just meet people, nice and chill, don't have to worry about any fights or anything. Perith has very sadly misunderstood him, though, and believes that when meeting people, that means recruiting them for his army. So, we'll see how it goes.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm going to be playing Rowan tonight, and Rowan is here. So recently she died, and when she was brought back to life, she got turned into a succubus, which is unfortunate because she's really, really bad at flirting. So she's here for practice.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for introducing yourself.
We skipped
Wait, we were
someone.
missing one.
Oh no, I am
Hannah.
so sorry. I am not on the ball tonight. I will
I
be
mean,
quiet
makes
now.
sense. I try to blend in anyway.
It's okay. It's okay. I forgot
It's
to
in
put up the cast
character,
picture
it's
until
fine.
literally 3 seconds ago, so it's
It's in
fine.
character.
Now we
It's
can
fine.
see the cast picture. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Hi, I'm Melanie. I will be playing Asta, and Asta is here because Jester thought it would be funny, and she heard that there would be alcohol.
I'm just realizing that there's 3 people who are here exclusively for booze.
Exclusively here for the alcohol.
That's only 30%.
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. As I said. So, could everyone please roll initiative?
With any modifiers or just a straight 20 roll?
You have
If your
modifiers, you can
dexterity is
use them.
10, your modifier is 0.
Well, sure. I just didn't know if we were like rolling at our character level or anything.
I forgot to select my
Yes.
token before I rolled initiative. I'm so sorry.
That is a-okay. So now you should see your tavern that you will be in for the evening, and once you have rolled your initiative, go ahead and put it in with your character. So a word about tonight's game. You will be paired with the person next to you in that initiative order. And at the end of the evening, everyone will rank their partners 1 to 4, 1 being your favorite, and the resulting pairs will be treated to a ride around the village in lizard drawn carriages. And so we should be able to go through 4 rounds of these questions. Every couple will have about 6 minutes for some back and forth interaction. And if any time couples get stuck or need a little help, there are question cards on the tables to help things along. And so Captain Richardson is going to enter in her initiative as well.
Hey, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Initiative is a d20. Do you like? What do you add anything to that?
I think it's a dex check.
Mhm.
Dex. Okay, great.
Yep.
Thanks.
I like the last Star Maker's wizard drawn carriages, but
Last Star Maker.
I
I'd
don't-
pay to see
I-
that.
I don't think this is that kind of area.
I'm gonna have to mute myself when I'm not at a table.
Okay, excellent. So everyone is in this open foyer, and you hear this wonderful dragonborn come out and say, "Well, everyone, thank you so much for attending tonight. If you would please, we have drawn our first set of couples, and we will have you all just follow me, and he leads you all into a beautiful uh, dining hall with tables and benches in front of a fireplace, and you see Captain Richardson reluctantly get up from the bar, and he says, "Oh yes, yes, I have. Let's see, I have a Captain Richardson and an Oberon. You both are over here. Yes, yes, good, good. Oh, I am. Yes, okay. And we have, let's see, a E658.
That is
Yes,
me, thank
and
you.
okay, yes. You are over here with the Parith. Am I
Yes,
pronouncing that correctly?
that's Paris, right here.
Parith. Parith, yes. Wonderful. And let's see, we have a Jaster and Danny over here. And let's see. After Jaster and Danny, let's see. We have Fukra and Rowan.
Fukro will take his place.
Of course, yes. And last, back up over here, we have Asta and Floyd. Wonderful, wonderful. And remember, if you need drinks or anything from the bar, we are happy to assist you this evening, as well as provide you any kind of conversational help or assistance along the way. Thank you. And he bows out. Couple 1. Oberon, would you please describe your character?
Yes. Oberon is
Oberon,
a
sorry.
high elf. He's wearing flowing robes very majestically. Very, very noble, regal bearing, very long, flowing black hair, if I hadn't already said that. Pale, almost translucent skin, like the epitome of what a high elf, in his mind at least, should look like.
Hmm. Whereas Captain Richardson is wearing some kind of military uniform with over the knee metal purple boots with a glass already in her hand, already drained, with tons of decorative awards and medals on her, and she doesn't look too happy to be here. So, hello.
Oberon looks very concerned.
Nice to meet you.
He doesn't even acknowledge the greeting, he just says, How did they know my name? I never told them my name.
You walked through the door, didn't you?
Yes, that's how they got you with the door.
Did you not read the sign?
Well, I thought I was heading to the bathroom.
Oh, um, don't go here.
What?
This isn't the bathroom. It's a hall.
Ah, well, that explains many things.
I mean, there's a wait staff around. Do you need to go?
I will be fine. What brings you to this fine establishment?
Well, I crash landed here and my ship's broken, so found the closest place I could.
Oberon nods in understanding. He's like, oh, yes, well, it is a Tuesday.
It's. You sure?
Oberon looks very certain.
Alright. Well, you got a thing against Tuesdays?
Oberon just narrows his eyes. Trauma flashbacks. um, Oberon will look at the pile of cards in desperation and point at them. What are those on the
Uh,
table?
oh, there's some kind of conversation card. You draw one and ask each other questions.
Oh, I have a question already. How did you crash your ship? And what is a ship?
Oh gosh. What what okay. Know what a light bulb is.
What?
Oh
Is it
do
explosive? Will it melt the
no
flesh of my enemies?
okay. Okay, do um you know what steel is? Iron?
Um, yes.
Okay. Okay. I have a boat.
Ah, yes, boats. The whales of the sea.
Hmm? Mhm. It's a
Yes,
boat on the
majestic.
water
Mm-hmm.
and I sail on the water.
Oberon looks concerned. You do this willingly?
Um it's my job. Um I get
Oberon looks
paid for
concerned
it.
again. What is a Job?
Oh gosh. Oh. I am commissioned. Um it's my trade. Trade. My livelihood. Um you you have a livelihood, you do things?
Oberon tosses his hair over his shoulder. He's like, I do many things
What
and stuff too. So much stuff.
oh gosh, what things and stuff do you
I
do?
I um write poetry.
Oh, okay. I write logs in my book about my ship.
You write poems about your boat. It's a little weird. Are you in love with your boat?
Uh, no. Um, er, what do you write poems about, if not a boat?
Oberon looks as though that thought had never occurred to him before, and he's like, that is an excellent question.
Because I think a boat on water might float your heart.
Ah, yes, yes, keep the rhyme scheme going, keep the rhyme scheme going.
Mm-hmm.
Boat, float, what else, what else?
So that you won't be apart.
That doesn't rhyme at all. How about something like moat? Let's work a moat in here. Boats are on water. Water is are moats water now, or are they just lava? I don't remember.
And our time on Captain Richardson and Oberon, I'm going to mispronounce your name forever, fades as we go to the simultaneous conversation that is happening between B658 and Price. Earth. Tell. Could both of you describe your characters?
Do you like to go first, B658, since you rolled higher initiative?
Sure. When you see B658, you see a not very physically assuming, not particularly tall, rather thin, but very metallic humanoid shape. They are wearing a jacket for no apparent reason other than to have access to many pockets, which are all have tools very neatly organized into them. Never far is their loyal little spider companion. It is notably larger than an actual spider. It is about cat-sized. Um, and it's a little bit erratic, not unlike a cat. Um, as they sit down, B6 pulls out a notebook and pen, glancing quizzically at it and at their partner.
Barrett, as he approaches the table, is a tall, more toned than beefy half-orc, with kind of longish hair, kind of in a man bun and back, and a nice, very neatly trimmed beard. Like, he looks very clean. He's wearing clean chainmail and some nice boots, and he's got this top hat that he was given for the occasion. So,
I forgot about the top hat.
yes, and so he'll take his. He also has a small, like, wooden shield strapped to his back that looks way more like a practice shield than an actual shield, and a warhammer that's kind of strapped to his head. And he'll take a seat.
B6 will open the conversation.
It is my understanding that it is customary to open with compliments. That is a rather fantastic specimen of a jaw that you possess. Where did you get it?
Oh, thank you. My jaw, it was always said that to be my mother's. But
Hastily scribbled notes.
But yes, if we are starting with compliments, that is a mighty fine armor you have there. Looks like you could never be hit.
Are you referring to my jacket or to my chassis? Because I assure you, the chassis is far flimsier.
I was talking much more about your helmet that covers your entire face.
You're not sure you've ever seen a robot look visibly confused. But B6 tries to shake it off.
Yes, it has been some time since I have suffered a blow to the face. Hobbies. Do you have any, as biologicals call them, hobbies you engage in?
Why, yes. I am a warrior. I go around and currently am trying to overthrow a king. Speaking of which, you said your face. Is your face?
Is there something on my face?
Cautious touching.
Can I touch your face?
I do not have a problem with physical contact.
Perth will come and touch the face because he has never met a robot, so he is now very thoroughly confused. And he'll be like, "So you? This is fascinating. You don't have skin? Are you mechanical?" And he'll like jump back. Do you serve the king?
I have not been in service to any monarchs. No, that is not something I can claim. And yes, this is the only face I have ever had.
And Perth will sit back down, looking much more relaxed. Said, "That is. So, where do you come from? I'm very excited."
I was built in a rather small shop in Jovix. Do you know it?
I'm afraid that I'm unaware of this location. I have not traveled very much. I went on a boat for my first time not terribly long ago. That was very exciting.
You are honestly not missing much. The cold and moisture rusted up my joints, something terrible. But no, I have found myself in warmer climates and been quite pleased with it. Do you prefer cold or warm weather?
I prefer a moderate to cooler weather. I'm from a little bit up north in a continent myself, in fact, and I live in a forest near some docks.
A forest,
As
you
they-
say? Do you enjoy it?
Yes, there is much wildlife around, and we get to train.
As they speak about their home and weather, you move on to another conversation
Come
happens
on, we were having so much
simultaneously.
fun.
I know. There are other couples at this
Carry on,
event.
carry on.
We also have Jaster and Danny. Jaster and Danny, would you also describe your characters for us, please?
Who wants to go first?
Sure. All right. So Danny is kind of about average height. Um, actually, no, not average. Maybe a little bit on the shorter side. But she's wearing leather armor over her long sleeve shirt and cloak and entire get up with some leather boots. She's got a long bow on draped across her back with the arrows, and then at her side she has a rapier on one side and then a dagger on the other. Both are sheathed right now, so no fear. She has um, long brown hair that's in a braid, and then her eyes are actually a light shade of violet. And then let's see. Yes, Danny is a ranger, so that is how spends her time a lot of traveling and in the woods. So when you see her, you take note that she is always prepared. Okay, Jaster.
So, um, Jaster is a elf with kind of tanned skin. But the first thing that anyone probably notices about Jaster, at least this particular evening, is that he is wearing a bright yellow jacket and top hat, followed immediately by the bright emerald green eyes and the what appear to be tattoos on his face and neck that are full color moth orchids as if they were photographs, but they're clearly tattoos. Um, Following that is his kind of mid back length red hair. He is wearing an orange not waistcoat, orange shirt underneath the jacket with a sort of lighter orange sash, and then a green pinstriped pair of pants. He basically looks like he just walked out of a circus tent for the whole ensemble. And he's also carrying a swanky cane that has a rather strangely what is the word I'm looking for? Rather strangely prominent little switch at the edge of the metal part of the crooked handle. And there was more to that, but my brain decided no.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So Danny's just sitting at the table. She's got one elbow on it. She's like laying her head um on her fist and just tapping at the table with her other finger because she really just doesn't want to be here. So she's like, "Well, why are you here?"
Good evening, darling. My name is Jaster, and I set 2 cups of tea down, one for myself, one for you. I am mostly here to just meet people and hopefully find one of the 4 things that I always look for when I go someplace new. I'm always looking for something exciting, something dangerous, something handsome, and something lucrative. And you seem like something exciting to me.
Ah,
And
okay. I'm Danny. Um, Thanks for the tea. I should say that first of all. Thanks. It smells lovely. Um, I don't know how to say this, but I really don't exactly want to be here. No offense to you. My friends talked me into it. They were a little concerned.
I completely understand. I brought someone here for similar reasons this evening.
Oh,
Yes, if you notice the other Eladrin at the far table, um, we're good friends, and she tends to try to avoid socializing, and I think it would be good for her. And I'm
so
just always here for fun.
you're one of those concerned friends.
Mm, that's one way of putting it.
Okay. What? Why do y'all do that? Can I ask that?
Jaster is going to smirk and hold up his right hand where there's um a little light spot of his tan on one of his fingers and just give a wink.
Denny looks a little bit confused at that, but decides to just
She
take
take
that into consideration and continue with the questioning. So I guess they want us to chat, and they say they provided some of these cards on the table. I consider it something like conversation starters.
Yeah, something like that. I was actually kind of interested in seeing what they were.
It does pique my interest. Shall we?
Let's. How do we pull cards?
Yeah, that's
Now,
what I wondered.
as you pick up a card, one of you roll a D100, please.
Okay.
Nope. I did not actually mean to click it, but I have rolled a 56.
Way to go.
Excellent.
Do we both need to roll?
No, just one.
Okay.
So, Danny, you draw a card. The question is, what is the most relaxing situation you could imagine?
Say that question again.
The question is, what is the most relaxing situation you could imagine?
Ah, thank goodness. This one I can do. That would happen. That would be actually just a day roaming in the forest, finding new and different hunts. Um, just eating from the land as I find it. Of course, now you have to know which things, which berries, which leaves are poisonous and which are not.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of experience helps with that. But yeah, that would be a perfectly relaxing experience. How about you?
That's very interesting. I actually have a couple different things that immediately pop to mind as competing, but I can't decide on which one is my favorite. The first one that immediately came to mind is being weightless. It's oh my goodness. You've probably it I
Weightless.
weightless, yes. Not weighing anything. Um
Wait, I don't understand. To explain that.
so you when you're weightless, you're not you don't weigh anything. So you float. And if you say were to try to jump, you would just float until you hit the ceiling. And then you could push off the ceiling and float. And if you do it just right, you can kind of float in the middle of the room for a little while, and it's delightful. But the other one I quite like is I love dancing. Dancing is up there. Um,
Dancing? What is that? I've never heard of that.
you've never been dancing?
No.
Oh, oh, darling. Uh, dancing is when you move around to, well, music either in your head or being played, and usually you can do it with someone else that you like, friends or family or loved ones.
And as Jaster explains what dancing is to Danny, we can hear another conversation happening between Fukra and Rowan.
Rowan, I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't be. This is gonna be wild.
Would you like to describe your character first?
Yeah. So you see a tall, slender, tan-skinned. You think she's a half elf. She's got the pointy ears like a half elf. She's got bright orange eyes, which is unexpected. Long, dark red hair pulled into a braid. The thing that's really throwing you off, though, is she's got two red horns. And under the table, she's got a long red tail with a pointed spade-like tip wrapped around her ankle. The tip of it is like papping anxiously against her shin. She is very nervous. She is already blushing. She does not know what is happening, and she is grabbing a card from the get-go.
Sitting across from Rowan at the table is the most giant tabaxi you have ever seen. For anyone who doesn't know what a tabaxi is, they are basically cats, anthropomorphic cats, and this one is just huge, approaching 9 feet tall and all muscle, and it talks in the biggest voice, and it immediately looks across the table and says, I have met other little elves before. They are quite useful, but sometimes airheaded. Which one are you?
I like to think I am useful. I don't really think that I'm that airheaded, which I think is maybe part of the problem that I'm having.
Self-aware! But what do you mean problem? You have problem with Fukra?
No, I don't have any problem with you. I am having okay. So, and she'll kind of like awkwardly like pat the horns on top of her head. So these are pretty new, and because of them, I am, supposed to be a little bit better at talking to people, sleeping with people, getting between talking to people to sleeping with people, but I'm not really good at it. Do you see kind of what I'm talking about here?
To sleep under the stars with another is great gift, but not great skill. Simply walk far enough and they fall from exhaustion.
I mean, that's true. I rarely get to that point, though. You know?
Do you have deficiency walking?
No, I'm pretty good at walking. For a little while. I do get tired, I guess. I'm not very strong.
Clearly you are a skilled hunter, though.
What makes you say that?
Would you have tracked down demons and stolen their power? You wear their horns as trophies! Fukra give much respect.
Oh, I'm not wearing these. These are mine. You could try to pull them off if you really wanted, but they wouldn't come. They're in my skull.
Fukra does not want to hurt Little Elf. Little Elf is very pretty, not want to break.
Oh, she is blushing so hard. She's trying to hide behind the card. She's not even reading it.
So, where did you conduct this great hunt where you took demon and made it part of you?
So I was kind of the thing that was haunted, by which I mean I died, but it was the basement of a church.
You fought death? And won? Fukra does not know how to respond.
I think somebody else kind of fought death for me, or maybe just asked death for a favor. Cause here I am, very much not dead, but now horns and tail.
I have fought giant bedrock bug, size of a mountain, have earned title Baron of Buran, and my accomplishments are pale in comparison to yours.
I don't know what a bedrock bug is. What is a bedrock bug?
It is a giant monster with 8 legs, with size of a mountain and made of rock.
Oh, that sounds very scary. I haven't fought anything that big.
Fukra does the, Superman flex. It was glorious battle!
You are very strong. You have good muscles.
It's Fukra's turn to blush. Fukra does not often receive compliment. Thank you.
You are welcome.
So what is on that card? Fukra's suddenly shy. Fukra is not used to being complimented.
Rowan is also shy. She will now look at the card.
Please roll a d100.
27.
27. What are some things everyone should try at least once?
Okay, and she'll read it out. What are some things that everyone should try at least once?
You must always try a mace before you just settle on a sword or pike. You have to understand how a heavy weapon works to get the finesse of a blade.
Oh, I don't really use weapons. I mean, I have this javelin, but I don't use it. Sometimes I hit people with it, but usually I just kind of burn them instead. I don't think that burning people is something that everyone should try at least once. But I do think, I think everyone should go to like a festival at least once. Like a big party where everyone comes together and there's like a bonfire and there's dancing and people wearing flower crowns and everyone is having a good time and probably there's drinking, but that's like not the most important part. Everyone having fun.
And as Fukra and Rowan exchange answers regarding this question, go to the last conversation happen simultaneously. Asta and Floyd. Would you two please describe your characters for us?
Would you like to go first?
Oh, sure, I can do that. So before you is a tall humanoid creature cradling a very tiny red fairy dragon in his arms. It, just doting on this child. He's just so adorable. Anyway, once you finally get over the shock of this adorable little dragon, you notice that this being in front of you, Floyd is what he goes by. You realize it takes you a second to register that he is in fact a dragonborn, because he has no scales. Um, so yeah, there's that. Uh, but yeah, he's just here and he's got a babby with him.
Excellent. Asta is on the shorter end. She is an Eladrin with her dark hair pulled back into a braided bun, and she just looks tired, perpetually exhausted. And she's just kind of questioning why she agreed to come along to this event. And she will immediately reach for a card because she has no idea what she's doing.
I support this decision.
Excellent. Then, Asta, as you reach for a card, please roll a d100.
79.
79. How much personal space do you need to be comfortable?
She's going to read it out loud. How much personal space do you need to feel comfortable?
Or you're asking me now? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've been out of the game for so long. It's this little guy, adorable as he is, he just takes so much out of me. Oh, I love him so much though. But I'm sorry. What was the question again?
How much personal space do you need to feel comfortable?
11.3 meters, no more, no less.
Understandable.
What about you? How big is your bubble?
All of it.
All
All of it.
all of it, but that's kind of an abstract. D- could I convince you to narrow that down into more, shall we say, concrete terms?
30 feet.
30 feet. Oh, okay. So you're saying we should go like over here?
For the sake of this event, this is fine.
Okay. So this is
No,
my son.
you can sit back down at the table. It's
Oh,
fine.
okay. Is it all right if my son sits on the table? He likes perching.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. His name, by the way, is Lars. Lars Pants on Fars.
He's very cute.
Thank you. I made him myself. It was the weirdest thing. I drank some magic tea, and then all of a sudden, I I found an egg come out of my being, and it was quite disturbing.
How are you finding parenthood?
Well, it's not all sunshine. It's not all sunshines and daisies. Sometimes it's moonlight and roses. But all in all, it's pretty good.
Asta's gonna reach for another card.
Excellent. Then please roll a d100.
37.
37. What's your favorite piece of furniture you've ever owned?
Can you repeat that? Okay.
Absolutely. What's your favorite piece of furniture you've ever owned?
What's your favorite piece of furniture you've ever owned? What kind of question is this?
Well, I think it's a valid question, because it could help the interviewer delve deep within the psyche of the interviewee. For example, if the interviewee were to say the recliner, you know that they're often looking at a magic crystal sphere thing, and possibly drinking strong brews.
So what's your favorite then?
Oh, it's my bed because I like sleeping. I like sleeping a lot. I don't get to do it much these days. What
Kids
about
do
you?
that.
I'm sorry?
Kids do that, huh?
Well, he just likes to claim my bed for his own, and then if I try to get in there, he flies off the handle and kind of growls at me, and I don't like it.
Hmm, interesting.
So what's your favorite furniture wear?
Never really thought about it.
Oh, that's interesting. Why not?
Never really felt that kind of attachment to furniture.
So you'd rather just be like standing all the time out, you know, in an empty room?
I've slept on floors, sat on floors. Doesn't really make a difference.
I mean, we've all done that, but it's more of a comfort type thing. You know what I'm saying? You catching my drift? You smell what I'm stepping in?
Asta's gonna reach for a third card.
As Lloyd and Asta continue going through cards, the Dragonborn hosting the event calls to everyone's attention. Well, that was a quick round, was it not? Have you all enjoyed your first partner? Yes. Well, let us draw again. Your names will be magically revealed to me. And he dramatically places his hand upon his head, and I need everyone to re-roll their initiative, please.
I'm gonna just toss 2 dice this time instead of arguing with roll 20.
Guess who rolled the same initiative again?
Hey! I got a
I guess
6 and a
you.
12.
Oh, look, it was me again.
Woo!
I didn't do much better.
and once everybody is done putting their initiative in roll 20, just let me know so that I can mess around with stuff.
I'm done. I
As they're
put both of my
logging in.
characters in.
Okay, Oberon, did you get an 8? Oberon, did you get an 18? I'll have Captain Richardson re-roll so that there are indeed different pairs.
Floyd and Asta are also being a problem.
Yeah. Don't worry,
We're
I
all
think
problem children
I
here.
think Captain Richardson solved that.
Excellent.
That's okay. Let's see if anybody is paired up. Okay, B658 reroll.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's see how 16 sits on you.
16.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Oh boy. Just looking at the pairings.
Okay, it looks like we've got different peeps. Okay, excellent. So the Dragonborn will say, yes, I can see it now. Can see it now clearly. Oberon, yes, you will be with B658. And
Ooh.
Hush, Elliot.
And over on the next table, we have Jaster and Fukra. And then
Fukra
Danny.
heavily walks down the room and plunks in front of Jaster.
And Danny and Harith. And Rowan? Floyd? Yes, you are there too. And we also have Asta and Captain Richardson. Hey, yes, everybody paired? Yes, yes. We'll begin our next round. And with that, we start with E658 and Oberon.
B6, of course, turns to a new page in their journal and starts with fresh notes.
Good evening, biological. I take it by your general demeanor and elongated lobes that you are what they call an elf?
Oberon is just muttering words under his breath, and you catch some of it. It probably sounds like boat, float, moat, roat,
Goat?
coat, coat. Oh no, that's a good one. Coat.
Stoat? The small mammal?
Stoat. What is a stoat?
Small mammal, about a foot and a half, maybe shorter long, rambunctious, considered vermin in most cultures.
Oberon looks across the table as though just realizing that someone new had sat down. And he actually starts a little bit. He's like, I
I do not
didn't see you
mean
there.
to frighten you, biological. I am B6, and this is Spider.
Oh. L7 and what is this? What is the small one?
That is
What is
my
it doing?
construct. It
What
often
is it?
hands people my monocle
Oh, no.
to assist them.
Oh goodness. Oh,
It
is
is
coming
up
towards
in
me?
your
Oh,
face
no.
looking at you.
Oh, this is uncomfortable. Oberon doesn't like spiders very much.
B6 taps the table and the spider comes back.
What is your purpose here?
Oberon looks very confused. Purpose?
I was just talking to another fellow, and he wanted to overthrow a monarch. Are you overthrowing a monarch?
I mean, if the situation calls for it, I suppose.
Scribbling notes.
What skills do you bring to the battle?
Is fire a skill?
More scribbling of notes.
That depends on how it is deployed.
You see B6 bring their arm above the table, and the whole thing switches out, like if you've seen Treasure Planet, very much Long John Silver's arm, and there's just a cannon there.
I can control a concentrated, one might say, ball of fire down this cannon.
Oberon draws himself up to his full height, which I guess would involve standing. So he stands and then draws himself to his full height. And, I assume he has his staff on him, right?
Yep.
Excellent. So he has his staff, and the tip of it starts glowing a very, very bright cherry red. And he's like, "Oh, well, I also have much luck with balls of fire, if you will."
Writes down, likes balls.
And fire. Of fire.
Depending on your proficiency with that tool, it could be quite useful. What monarch are we to overthrow together?
Oberon looks concerned. He's like, "Well, which ones are left? After all, we've been overthrowing them for like years now."
More hasty scribbling.
I will have to check the records, but I'm certain one could be found if you wanted to come with.
Oberon looks uncomfortable and he says, how about we take a card of conversation from the pile of cards?
This is not offensive to me. Please, draw a card.
What does a 95 get us?
Well, a 95 will get you this question. If you opened a business, what type of business would you start?
Oberon nods very sagely, and then he looks concerned again and he says, is fire a business?
It certainly could be. If I were to start a business, it would be manufacturing barware.
B6 pulls out a cocktail shaker, not the same one that people saw them make in the stream a while ago, but very similar because apparently this started a pattern.
I have grown quite fond of forging these. They are delightfully calming.
Oberon was
As,
thinking about how to monetize fire and was not
as
paying attention.
Oberon and B658 talk about their hypothetical entrepreneurial aspirations, we head over to Jaster and Fukra, who are meanwhile having their own conversation.
1 second, I need a shot.
This is
Okay.
allowable.
I'm here.
First order of business, Jaster lays down 2 cups of tea again.
Fukra looks at the cup of tea, picks it up, sniffs. What does Fukra get in that sniff?
It is a green tea with cherries and cherry blossom petals in the blend. It is lightly sweetened and has some milk in it.
Fukra shoots it like a shot and gently slams the teacup back onto the table. That is a sufficient beverage! I am Fukra! Who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
Well, hello, darling. My name's Jaster. It's a pleasure to meet you. And he is openly staring.
Fukra's just soaking it up. And what brings you to this fantastic event tonight? Did you know there is a woman who absorbed a demon into her very essence?
That's astounding. I came here to meet very, very handsome people such as yourself.
Fukra purrs a little bit, but you get the impression he doesn't quite believe you. Well, I do not know about that, but I do have a question for you, little man, if you would answer it for me.
Absolutely, darling. Anything.
What good hunts have you been on recently?
Well, I'm not really allowed to kiss and tell, darling. But I can say
Eyebrow.
that I'm currently, on a more personal level, hunting after an ex-suitor of mine, who rather won't leave me alone.
You need Fukra to kill them for you?
Well, I wouldn't mind the help, but he is, well, he's not of this plane, and quite powerful.
Fukra is also powerful. Is Jaster powerful?
I like to think I am, but more in words and magical tricks.
Fukra knows of this magic. Fukra does not do magic. Fukra does sword.
I like swords quite a bit. I keep one in my cane, in fact. I am going to reach for a conversation card, just blindly. Jaster is very red in the face and has not been able to pull his eyes away from Fukra's figure this entire time.
Fair enough.
That is an 8.
Excellent. With an 8. What is your favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic drink?
Oh, well, this is interesting. I clearly like tea. I'm a big fan, and I don't drink alcohol. But what is your favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverage, Mister Fukra? Do you accept pettings?
Fukra ignores that last question. Fukra drinks cider and beer, but also this lovely tea that Tawny makes. It is irreplaceable, and I have not found it anywhere else.
I see. I'd like to try some.
Everyone is welcome at Tawny's Hearth, unless you do necromancy. Do you do the necromancy?
Absolutely not. Never touch the stuff. It's
Excellent. Everyone welcome at Tawny's Hearth.
good to know necromancy is banned. I very much appreciate an establishment that bans necromancy.
Do you only drink tea?
It's my preferred beverage. Water's fine. Milk is lovely of an evening. If I'm really feeling,
Fukra interrupts you. And why do you want to pet Fukra?
because, dear darling, you are so very handsome.
Fukra lays an arm awkwardly long across the table. You may.
The pettings begin.
The fur is unusually and unexpectedly soft.
So, tell me more about your exploits, darling.
I have fought many creatures. I am the Baron of Buran, and I earned that title in glorious battle. Do you have titles you can claim to your name?
Not yet, I'm afraid. I mostly fly around doing odd jobs with a very good friend of mine. I suppose I could call myself the captain of the Dahlia, but it's not much of a title, is it?
Fukra gives you a funny look. You do not have wings.
No, we have a flying ship.
Does the ship have wings?
You could say that.
Okay. Fukra accepts this.
As
1 second before you interrupt us. As we're finishing,
okay.
Fukra is going to reach up and pet Jaster's hair awkwardly.
His hat goes bonk and lands on the table. And he lets out a purr.
Okay, all yours, Anna.
As there is both purring and petting from Jaster and Fukra, we go over to the other conversation in the room, Danny and Pyrith. I'm going to pronounce the name differently each time. What's happening in your corner of the woods?
Berth would walk right up to the table and extend his hand and say, "Good evening, I'm Perith."
Danny doesn't shake the hand, but introduces herself. Hello, I'm Danny. What brings you here?
I am here recruiting for our army. We are planning on overthrowing the king.
I know, but tell me more about this.
Well, the king has been involved in many things that we have not liked, like kicking my people out of the city and treating them poorly. And I also found a dragon that he was treating horribly, along with a hydra. We are saving many beasts of the land. Do you care for animals?
You know, I not really, but this king sounds pretty detestable.
He truly is. So what brings you here tonight? What type of glorious quest are you looking to go on? I see there's many recruiters here. I want to put in my best effort to get you on my side.
I just actually just here because my friends begged me to come. They said I should get out more. As far as quest, I haven't been on a quest since the last one, which was it's a long story, but it was actually probably more than I care to embark on at this moment.
Very well. Shall we try the icebreakers that were provided?
You know what? The last one was pretty good, so yeah, let's do that.
And Perith will reach out and grab card number 9.
Question number 9.
Oh, whoops! I didn't see that you had already done that, Paris. Ignore
Well,
the
you can
nine.
grab one too. It's good.
Oh, yeah. Which question would you like read first?
Let's do the 9 first.
What are you kind of obsessed with these days?
So, what are you obsessed with recently? Anything spark your interest, light a fire, anything that brings the fire to the table?
You know, right now I am just obsessed with literally just staying alive, just living.
Staying alive is always a good one. I try
Yes,
that
I
myself
agree.
most days.
What about you?
I generally try to stay alive as well, but I cannot deny the fact that whenever whenever something upsets me, it just grabs a hold of me, and I can't. And as he's talking, like his eyes are getting darker, and you kind of see his hat lift off of his head, and you see a little tentacle like pop out from it.
Rowan is just gives this shocked expression on her face.
And he kind of like shakes it off, and his eyes go back, and he said, "Oh, sorry about that. Yes, um, yes, obsession is the question, and that is something that I'm working on recently. Sorry you had to see that.
What was that?
That is kind of like an extra arm. It comes from my back. It likes wearing my hat.
What are you exactly?
I think I'm a half orc still.
Do all
And Beth is
half-orcs
just like getting
have
more and more
that?
mortified as he's answering these questions.
Oh, I'm. Do all half-orcs have that,
Uh, I don't know.
or are you just a special case?
This is fairly recent. You drew a card, didn't you?
Then Danny snaps too, and is like, "Oh, wait, that was probably rude. Sure, I will draw the card." And she draws a 93.
Question number 93. What machine or appliance in your house aggravates you the most?
Um, no, I don't have a lot in my house, and nothing does aggravate me. Or I don't have anything in my house that aggravates me. I think that's kind of the goal. Your house should be your haven. Um, but no, nothing. Pass.
That's very interesting that your house is your haven. What was the question?
I was what machine or appliance in your house aggravates you the most?
Hmm. As I live in the woods, it doesn't have many appliances. Although the healer's leeches can definitely be an annoyance sometimes if they ever get out, you know.
The what?
Uh, the healer in the clan has leeches, and sometimes they get out, and that's kind of annoying.
Oh dear.
They discuss the unfortunate instance of leeches. We also get to hear a bit from another couple discussing in the room, Owen and Floyd. I'm sorry, that was who we were just speaking with. It is now Asta and Captain Richardson.
You're right
No, it
about
is Rowan.
Rowan and
No,
Floyd.
you were
Rowan,
right.
right? You were speaking
I
with
Right,
missed.
okay. I'm
I
like,
missed.
okay.
I didn't
I'm
want to
trying
cramp
to
your
read the
style.
map and the screen. Okay. Howdy, guys. Take it away.
So, you come here often?
Oh, no. This is my first time. Do you come here often?
No, this is my first time to this little guy. He's just a handful, and I don't really get to get out much. Although I do love him so.
He's very cute.
Oh, why thank you. Would you like to hold him?
Is that okay? I would like to hold him.
Lars flies over and perches on your shoulder and goes, "Ree!"
Rowan is just like grinning, and is gonna like kind of like reach up with one finger and let him like sniff it.
Sniff sound effects. Ree! And he licks your finger.
He
Oh,
kind of tickles.
he seems to like you. So what do you do for a living?
Oh, that's a complicated question. Um, I wander the woods with some friends. We are trying to take down an evil king. We need to go, dig inside of a mountain for an ancient artifact. I recently inherited a cult, so I guess that's my job now.
Do,
Um,
I'm sorry. Did you say you inherited a cult?
yeah.
Like people worship you?
Technically, no, but also technically, yes.
Well, which is it?
So they're not really worshiping me, they're worshiping like an ancient evil god, but they think that I am like the avatar of the ancient evil god now. So,
So they think you're the god, but not the god.
right,
So you're basically Schrodinger's cult icon.
that's exactly who is Schrodinger?
Oh, I'm not sure, but you see, I'm sure that joke would resonate on a different plane of existence.
I somehow feel that that's the case.
I certainly hope so.
What do you do other than
Me?
raise this little guy? And she'll kind of scratch on Lars's little chin.
Coo, 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 ree. Oh, what do I do? Well, uh, I guess you could say, um, I, how do I put this? I operate within the gray areas of the law, and let's just leave it at that.
Oh, now I told you about my cult, so I feel like I need a little bit more detail.
Oh, well, you see, I'm a rogue. So I like to think of myself as a rogue. If I could, grow a beard and be more roguish, but alas, the Dragonborn cannot, or so I have been led to believe. Uh, I I am I relieve the unconscionably wealthy of a small portion of their funds with which to support myself and my boy Lars. Isn't that right, Lars? Yeah.
I mean, that sounds fair. I don't really know much about laws to begin with, so that all checks out as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah. If anyone ever asks you about the laws, all you've got to say is, "Ah, it's all Greek to me." There's another joke that won't resonate on this plane of existence. I'm on a roll tonight.
I mean, yeah, but I assume it's like a language, right?
I,
I
I
don't speak it.
I thought it was more like a salad dressing.
What is a sound?
It's like, you know what rabbits eat? We have rabbits here, right?
Yes, I have been a rabbit once.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's like what rabbits eat.
Okay, so like leaves.
Yeah, it's people don't eat it straight up, or individuals, I should say, don't eat it straight up. They tend to put something on it to make it taste not like leaves.
Right, so like a leaf sauce.
Well, you're getting warmer, but you see, the thing is, it's the phrase "leaf sauce" implies that it's made from leaves when in fact it is not, or at least I think that's how that goes.
She nods like this is definitely this is taxing her little brain, but she's doing her best.
All right, so now how about these conversation cards? Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
Let me just reach over here and grab one. Ba-doop. I rolled a 26.
26. What are some obscure things that you are or were really into?
So, what are some obscure things that you currently are, or at some point in the past were previously into?
Oh, obscure things.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess most people would probably consider pretty much anything about how I grew up pretty obscure. There aren't that many people where I'm from.
yeah,
So like desert stuff.
desert stuff.
Right. Like I grew up in the desert, so
That
desert
sounds
stuff.
that sounds hot.
Most things about me are hot. Oh, I meant that literally. I then she'll just kind of like summon a little fireball in her hand, like the littlest, tiniest one.
I'm sure you did. You might want to cover up Lars's ears there.
I don't mean it that way. What's some obscure things that you're into? Tell me about that.
Obscure things that I'm into. See, I'm trying to create a new way to listen to music that has been played at some point in the past, but without actually having a full ensemble or quartet or something there.
So like a message of music.
Yeah, like a message of music. That's a very good way. Oh, you should be the spokesperson.
Oh, I really don't think that that's true.
Oh no, you're just the way the spin you put on things. It's delightful.
Ooh,
As Floyd and Rowan start to bond over this new musical connection, we go to the last couple having their conversation at the same time. Asta, Captain Richardson. Captain Richardson sits at the table, takes out her flask, and fills up her glass.
Is there anyone nearby I could order a drink from?
Yes, you see the waitstaff at the end of the table as promised, waiting for orders.
Asta is going to order a glass of scotch.
Neat or on the rocks?
Neat.
Away.
Having any luck so far?
I I don't think I came here with any luck.
That makes two of us.
Here you go.
Thank
And
you.
it's down the glass in front of you.
Asta will pick it up and take a very large sip from the glass.
To an evening inside, away from the snow. Captain Richardson raises her glass.
Asta will clink her glass against Captain Richardson's.
What's your name?
Asta Somerset. And yours?
Astas. Captain Richardson. Astas. Hold on a second. Are you with... She points over to the elf in the very loud clothing. Are you with him?
Yeah, why?
You were those two recruits, weren't you? The space race. The last ditch ones.
Yeah, we were.
Okay. Okay. You made it out all right.
Seems like you did too.
Yeah. Wound up in this dump. Don't seem to know anything about space travel.
What brought you here?
Oh, my ship crashed, and I can't get out.
You don't have good luck with ships, do you?
Know what? What if they would send me good recruits the first time around?
Joster and I weren't half bad.
Oh, I got you late in the game.
Joster thought it would be funny to bring me along. Thinks I need friends.
You got all the friends you need right there in that glass.
Ain't
Maybe
that the truth?
Jaster. Yeah. You guys got a ship?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Why come here?
Work. Been planet hopping, taking jobs here and there.
Okay, okay. Anything good?
Mediocre. But it pays.
Oh, that's what matters.
How about you?
Oh, I've been we had the next annual space race, the next one, and the next one. It's one crew. He straight up just they stole the barge and went halfway around the galaxy. It took forever to find them. And when we finally did, they just kept going shopping. So I don't know. Guess I'm in between jobs myself.
Well, if you ever need a lift, Joster and I have a ship now.
I take you up on that.
Hopefully next time you'll get better recruits.
Mm. Uh, not my place. I take what the institute gives me and I make the best of it. You been making use of these cards?
Some of these questions are terrible. And then she'll reach over and grab one.
All right, what do they got?
45.
55. If you could give everyone just one piece of advice, what would it be?
Asta's gonna take a very, very big sip from her glass and show it to Captain Richardson.
And you're supposed to get a date with this?
I told you they're terrible.
Oh gosh.
Last one I pulled asked me what my favorite kind of furniture was.
Oh, okay. And I'm sure that revealed deep things about your soul. Hmm.
This is stupid.
Well, at least the liquor's free.
That's true. So, Captain Richardson, if you could give everyone just one piece of advice, what would it be?
Hmm. Well, if you're in a race and you don't think you can win, melt the other ship.
That sounds familiar.
Last time.
Sure did.
And as Asta and Captain Richardson continue their drinks, the heralder will call for another round, which means it is time for us to take a break. We'll break for about 10 minutes, and while we absolutely love our cast, we also want to hear it for our crew. For this session, we deeply appreciate the artwork of Daniel Skaggs, aka Seeksky on DeviantArt, for continuing to bring our characters to life. For Star Sparks for Jaster's artwork. Lovely talent of Amy, one of our players, also illustrating a couple of our characters. We've also included various items from the interwebs and artwork from ourselves. If you like what we like and would like to know where we got it, let us know. Then you'll know what we know, and we'll all be in the know of what we like. We'll be right back to the adventure in just a few minutes around 8:43 p.m. Central Time. See you soon.
Yay, I'm not a very fast typer, so I like talking.
Hello.
We're
Hello.
back!
This is
Alright.
excellent.
I love that last interaction so much. I really thought there was gonna be like a long period of silence.
They're just gonna sit there.
Yeah.
They're silently drinking.
They-
And it's
Captain takes a drink. Asta
Asta-
takes a drink.
yeah, occasionally they clink glasses. That's the entire interaction.
Yep.
Look, she
Yeah, we
did
call-
well. Asta tried.
No, it was so great. I loved it.
I love that it's just we haven't seen each other for 2.5 years. Let's catch up.
Oh,
Meanwhile, the guy who was not supposed to be in that group at all is just over there like, Kitty.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's so good.
if no one corrects Perth soon, he's just gonna list who he thinks is the best warrior.
It has just occurred to me that Parrot still does not realize the point of this exercise.
Hello, crazies. How are we doing?
Excellent.
It's like no one's bothered to correct him.
Okay, Parith is my favorite.
Which
He's
probably
probably
makes
doing
them-
a lot better thinking that it's a recruiting event than if he thought it was a dating event.
Parrot
I
is
am
good
going to
at
point
recruiting.
out, Parith is the one that started the touching.
That was Parrot. That's correct.
Yes, that was bad.
So how about them Giants?
How about that local sports team?
And
Go
how?
Sports. Yay.
Did you see that ludicrous display last night?
Hi, guys.
Oh, yay. Now that one's kicking the ball. Oh, he kicked it to that one. Apparently
points.
that's a good
Yay.
thing.
Man, that show was underappreciated.
I've only seen the first couple of episodes, but like it's
Oh.
enough to get the memes.
Ooh, yeah, it's only three series long, but it's so good. I really love those two guys, Richard Iowade and Chris O'Dowd.
Oh, something that I did have something to comment on. It was mentioned that, and I started noticing it after it was mentioned, that every single time that someone posts in Discord, it beeps on the Twitch.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend the next couple of minutes spelunking the settings and seeing if I can turn that off.
I'll spelunk your settings, know what I'm saying?
I see you.
Yeah,
But I don't have my video on. How do you
on
see me?
what?
Oh.
With his eyes, silly.
With
But
his
but
eyes.
oh, you got me in a technicality there.
Ah, notifications. Here we go.
Technically correct is the best kind of correct.
Rootin' tootin' it is.
Ba-da-da-bum.
And during Floyd and Rowan's thing, with Perth being right behind them, Perth really just wanted to be like, everything she's saying is good.
Everything's
When
good.
you were talking to Danny, I kept thinking I should just like smack him in the back with my tail and be like, no.
You should have.
Okay,
Totally.
somebody send a message and see if my computer goes ding.
No.
Dibs. Oh man, someone beat me to it.
Excellent, no
Hearing you.
dinging.
Okay. No dinging on Twitch.
Oh, let me try this one. Oh man, that's not what I wanted.
Press F to play respects.
F to pay respects!
So Everyone can re-roll their initiative on a D100
Yes.
and put
Already
that
done.
in when they have a chance.
Let me
And
drop
of
that
course, it didn't
into
affect.
my
I'm
spot.
still amazed that I rolled less than 10.
I'm like
Incredible.
D100.
Same.
Oh gosh, is Perth and Fukra gonna end up together?
That would be so good!
Sad robot noises.
What? I am so concerned about what is happening.
Oh, this is great.
Dear Jeffrey, I am afraid.
Oh dear.
Sorry about that very loud exclamation. My mic does not auto adjust its volume when I'm using my voice mod program, and I need to figure out how to fix that. Because I can't get very loud.
Oh, say you must construct additional pylons in the robot voice.
You must construct additional pylons.
Okay.
Additional supply depots required.
Ukra, will you re-roll for me as you and Rowan have already been together?
Rude.
I know. I'm so sorry, sweetheart.
Oh, did you do it after I put in mine or before?
Oh, that was okay. Then you might not need to roll. Stand by.
I
Stand
do think
by.
it is.
Okay. Yay. Okay. Hold, please.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Wait a second.
Oh yes.
Hearth, Rowan, and Donnie. Got. Oh no.
There is so much in this one.
Oh no. Okay. Well, no problem here.
I'm sure the table will still exist.
Will it though?
Maybe.
I don't know with those
Oh,
two.
I am
There are so many good
concerned.
pairings this time.
We say that every time though.
It's almost like all the combinations are good.
Oh
All of
gosh,
them.
this is so great.
All of them are good. Okay, well, the heralder calls again, saying, well, I have been revealed. Yes, I see the numbers. Everything is clear. Yes, we shall have Fukra and Arith. You two are together. Yes, and Rowan and Donnie. You are together. Yes, and B6 and Captain Richardson. You are together as well. And Jaster, you are together. And lastly, Oberon and Floyd. Yes. And let our third round begin. And with that, we go to Fukra and Arth.
Fukra's just staring at Auburn.
Who's looking back going, why do I have to move?
You are
I've been
in
sitting
my
here for
seat,
2
fire
rounds
fanatic!
already. This is an outrage. I demand to speak to the manager.
Gareth would look very annoyed and then look over at Floyd and be like, "Excuse me, would you mind trading spots with us?"
Oh, yeah, no worries. Boop-a-doop-a-doo.
Fukra sits down heavily in the chair. That one is a menace to everyone he interacts with. And he cannot dodge a boulder to save his life! Literally!
That's funny.
I am Fukra. Who are you?
I am Parrot. Nice to meet you, and I stick out a hand.
Giant cat paw, hardest handshake.
Oh, it's so hard.
Not while
Shall
I'm
we do a
drinking,
contested
Casey!
secret?
What brings you to tonight's event?
I come on a recruiting mission. So far, I have not seemed to have attracted anyone to the party. But I am raising an army to overthrow a king.
Fukra
Glorious.
slams the table. I too am looking for a companion to fight with me in the great hunt!
Yes! I agree with you wholeheartedly.
High five!
Yes. I love your enthusiasm here.
Tell me,
It's
what monsters have you slain?
slain. Ha! I hardly slay creatures. I bring them to my side. I conquer them.
Dominating
For
the mind as well as the body, you take it to the next level, Perith.
what about yourself? Do you slay many creatures yourself?
I have slain many ferocious beasts. I have fought the countless hordes of the kobolds, the terrifying visage of the banshees, and the frightful presence of the bedrock bugs.
Ha! The bedrock bugs. They smash so wonderfully, don't they?
You have to get on top of them to crack the head open, or they will never crumble.
Ah, I understand those. The hard-headed ones are always too stubborn to bring to my side. So we smash them with the hammer! And he pulls out his warhammer and raises it high.
I see you favor the mace. Mad respect. I am a fan of the blade, giant longsword laying on the table.
Alas, I was trained to fight with a sword, but I'm supposed to be a noble, and I cannot get blood on my hands, so I kill with my hammer.
I understand. So tell me more about this fight you are recruiting for. Sounds interesting. Fuker doesn't have a mustache to twirl, so he twirls his whiskers.
Awesome. I am on a quest to overthrow a king. See, the old king was good. He treated my people well. He brought us into his city. And then we got kicked out, and everything went back. And then he's enslaving all these wonderful creatures, hydras and dragons. And must save them and my people.
The noblest of fights. I would aid you, but I am very occupied helping establish, as it were, a settlement in the wildlands to the north.
Ah, the wildlands to the north. What continent are you from? Are you talking about the docks? If you are, I could help you. After, of course, I establish peace there once again.
No, I am not familiar with these docks. I am in Buran.
Maybe one day, after peace has settled, I shall travel to you. I have recently discovered the traveling of boats. They are wondrous. And I will come, and we will travel and fight. And
What
conquer.
brought you to realize that boats were such a good tool for conquering?
Well, I had never traveled to another continent before, but I had a friend who was a captain, and he took a lot of my friends on a boat, and then I went and I was teleported to my friends to retrieve them, and then I had to travel on the boat back. And I prefer teleporting, actually. But a boat is a much better way of traveling across the water than swimming. I tend
That
to.
is true.
I
Fukra
tend
gives
to.
himself a bit of a shake. He doesn't love the water.
Yes, I tend to just walk through the water.
So,
I'm
this
not very good.
captain, where is this captain now?
Uh, he is too young to sail.
Fukra looks very confused.
I don't know that it's magic stuff. I don't do the magic.
As their conversation goes into unknown realms, we focus on another conversation taking place across the room. We
Okay,
focus
gotta mute the
on
mic.
Rowan. we focus on Rowan and Danny. What are you all talking about?
Rowan was probably watching, blades and hammers be pulled out one table away, but she's kind of used to that from parrots, so she's just gonna let it happen, and try very hard to like actually look at Danny across from her, um, and say, "So, what kind of things are you into?"
Well, I'm into exploring and practicing with my bow and dagger and rapier.
Oh wow, that's a lot of weapons. Adventuring where?
Honestly, um, just about anywhere. Yeah, except that one place that, yeah, maybe not caves, but anywhere else out in the open.
Oh, what's wrong with caves? I mean, not that I like caves, but like, they're not the worst.
Oh no, I agree. Not the worst. Just had some really, no, not the fondest memories there.
Oh, I am sorry. That's how I feel about churches.
Ah, I see. Same deal, huh?
I mean, if by same deal you mean dying, then yes.
Probably not then. Anyway, so what brings you here tonight?
Ah, well, I am trying to be better at flirting. Is it working?
Uh, I wish I could say I'm not so good at flirting myself. Sorry, I'm not a good judge of that for you.
That's probably for the best. What are you doing here?
I don't want to be here, but I'm here. My friends kind of made me go. They say I just spend too much time alone. But hey, I like it that way. They think I need to get out more. But alone is, it's safe. I know where I am. I know the things around me. It's, my boundaries.
Right, it's familiar. That's
Right, yes, that's
better.
you. Yes, of course. If I was flirting, I don't know.
Oh well, I don't know either. I'm going to read one of these card questions. That seems to be a good
Go ahead.
strategy, right?
Yeah, they haven't been bad, actually.
And I have rolled a 99.
Oh, all right. With 99, what's the worst advice someone has given you?
So, what is the worst advice that someone has ever given you?
Um, hmm. I'm not sure. Usually, I'm the one giving that advice to myself.
Okay, then what's the worst advice you've ever given yourself?
Steal this thing. No one will notice. That. Yeah, that's probably the worst. How about you?
Uh, well, I don't really think that it's necessarily advice, but, well, now I have to think about it. I don't really know. People don't generally give me advice other than maybe encouragement to make bad decisions. I'm going to go with that.
Uh, I'm sorry, say that again?
Encouragement to make bad decisions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the kind I'm usually giving myself. Other people usually give me pretty good advice, actually.
Yeah, that's generally true. And like usually after I make a bad decision one time, somebody will come and be like, maybe don't do that again, and here's why.
Ah, you are fortunate to have someone like that in your life.
Yeah.
Owen and Danny bond over the advice given or not given in life, while we notice another conversation happening in the room between 658 and Captain Richardson. Captain
B6
Richardson takes
sits
another drink.
calmly at the table, new notebook page, pen at the ready.
Good evening, Biological. How do you find the festivities thus far?
Um, well, I wouldn't call them festive, but it's a warm evening and adequate drinks. And yourself?
You have certainly consumed a sufficient amount of alcohol to qualify as festive. What is your predicament that causes it to not be festive?
Mm. My version of festive is normally not with this many people.
Other biologicals offend you?
Hasty note scribbling.
She smiles sometimes.
Well, I will assure you then that I am not a biological. I am glad to see I do not offend you.
Well, just because you're not a biological doesn't mean you don't have the capacity to offend me. I assure you, that is quite easy.
Quizzical look.
Do I offend you,
Checks. Uniform.
Captain?
Not yet.
Well, I assure you, I am quite accustomed to biological interactions, so you do not offend me.
What era are you from?
Confused eyebrow.
Excuse me?
Others I've encountered here don't quite understand constructs such as yourself.
I was built 14 years ago.
Huh. And have you been outside of this system?
I am afraid I do not understand the question.
maybe not. I thought you could have been something else.
My
Um,
apologies that I do not meet your specifications.
you can't control when or what you were made for.
I do not know precisely what I was made for. I have a drive to collect information. Do you have any interesting information for me, Captain?
Hmm. Interesting information?
The value of information is not reliant on its pertinence.
Um, yeah, you, I can help you out. What kind of information do you need? Do you need history, reference, sociological, anything about the people here?
B6 pulls out a second notebook, flips about halfway through it, and gets very excited.
History would be preferred, but anything you see as relevant will be noted down and recorded.
I don't know what's relevant to you. I assume your ability to catalog is extensive.
It was, as far as I can discern, my design. That is correct.
All right. Well, then it is very important to note, although I don't believe it's happened yet, that Starship Voyager will be lost in the Delta Quadrant on Stardate 48315.6.
Furious note taking, precise recording of every word you are saying.
Now, it will take them many years to get back, but I assure you they will. But the journey will be hard, and any records you can get to them be useful. Try to store in subspace somewhere, perhaps in the Gamma Quadrant.
For the record, B6 is having the time of their life. This is excellent. Every word is being copied.
And that holographic doctor isn't that bad, even though people will say otherwise.
I imagine Captain Richardson gave B6 the entire plot to Deep Space Voyager from start to Star Trek Voyager from start to finish.
Probably. And as as we head over to another conversation happening in that room, we go to Asta, Jaster.
So the first thing Jaster does is he gets a hot toddy and places it in front of Asta, and he actually moves around to sit over here and plonks down next to her and says, "Well, how's the evening going, dear?"
Well, Captain Richardson's here. That was exciting.
I saw that. Is she mad at me?
No.
Good. I I that would make me very sad.
How's your night going, Jaster?
It's going very well, my starlight.
Having fun?
A marvelous time, Asta. And he takes her hand. How about you?
It's fine.
Meet anyone interesting?
Does it count as meeting someone you already know?
Catching up after 2.5 years and, well, a race change. That counts, my
That's a
dear.
fair point. How about you?
Um, Two people I'm very, very intrigued by. There is this girl named Danny. She doesn't know what dancing is, and she's never been weightless. And then I assume you saw the very large, very handsome cat person. Uh, he's lovely.
So a friend and a date.
Were we hoping for anything else? Well, aside from the whiskey.
The whiskey's pretty good.
That's good. Have you had any
Glad
luck with these cards?
they're terrible.
I know. I want to just kind of go through all of them.
Let's grab a few.
Okay.
90.
90. If you could go back in time as an observer, no one could see you, and you couldn't interact with anything, when would you want to go back to?
Ow.
That's rude.
That is rude.
I don't like this one.
I'd want to go back to that Christmas Eve with our first dance.
That's a good one.
Anything for you?
That works.
Fair enough. I'll pull another one. And it's a 14.
13. How many siblings do you have?
None.
I don't know of any, but my mother's a tree. So, yeah. Next.
87.
87. What's the best meal you've ever had?
Do you remember that one real small planet we went to that one time that had the
Um,
fantastic food?
oh my god, yes, that was easily the best care I've ever had in my entire life.
That one.
We need to go back. We need to take Richardson.
That sounds like a fun
She'll
idea.
love it.
Captain Richardson having fun.
I know.
That needs to happen. You want to grab another one?
Yes. 57.
57. What is the most beautiful view you've seen?
That's just not fair. Asta?
That seems like a very loaded question.
Doesn't it? I mean, I
Let's
know my
grab
answer.
Are you going
Yeah,
to say what I think you're going to say? Just grab
of
a
course.
different one.
Of course I'm going to say that.
Just grab a different one.
20.
20. What hobbies would you like to get into if you had more time and money?
I'd rather like to try knitting, actually.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think that would be an issue.
I mean, yes, but haven't had the time.
As
Jester's gonna
Asta,
lean over and kiss his wife.
as Jaster and Asta continue to go through question after question, go to the last couple in this round. We have Floyd and Oberon.
Oh, hello there, my good fellow person. How are you on this fine evening of whatever today happens to be.
Oberon is sort of just looking reproachfully at Fukra and whatever the other person is. And he's sort of muttering under his breath, and he's like, oh, barbarians.
Hey, buddy, my eyes are over here.
Oberon looks over, and he's like, ah, when did someone new get here?
Uh, uh, I've been here. Do you not remember how they were trying to sit down here, but you you elected to remain seated, and so they went over there. I was the one that was over there and supplanted myself such that I could sit here across from you to facilitate a conversation.
Oberon looks very confused, and he says, who?
Uh, I extend my hand. My name is Floyd.
Oberon will tentatively reach out and take the hand, but he doesn't do anything with it. He just grips your hand, and he says, yes, Freud, very nice.
I'm sorry. Did you say Freud with an
Well, yes,
R?
that's what you said. Freud, your name is Freud.
No. What? Floyd. I go by Floyd.
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
That's not.
Freud.
That's not. I don't mean to be telling you how to live your life or anything, but that's not. You're saying it with an R. It's with an L.
Freud.
No, Floyd.
Freud. I
Floyd.
don't hear it. I simply don't. How is what you're saying different from what I'm saying?
It's different because what I'm saying is correct. Anyway,
Well,
and this is my son Lars. Say hello to the nice person, Lars. Ree.
at the sight of that, Oberon looks delighted.
So, what's your name, stranger?
He looks appraisingly at Floyd and lists a bunch of. Does Floyd speak Elvish?
That is a very good question. Let me find out for you. I think he does, actually.
Okay, then he would understand the full name that Oberon lists, which I am not going to because I didn't think that anyone else would speak Elvish for some reason.
Oh, no worries. Is it like 20 minutes long?
Yes, something like that. And then
Ah.
at the end of it, he says, "But you may refer to me simply as Oberon."
I appreciate that. My name isn't actually Floyd.
So it is Freud.
No, it's. My name is neither Floyd nor Freud. I just
Oberon
go
looks
by
hopelessly
Floyd.
confused.
Yeah,
So what is your name? If your name is none of the things that we've discussed,
uh, it was kind of cruel what I was named as a child before I was summarily ostracized from my herd. My what?
Oberon leans in conspiratorially and he's like, "Oh, we're all exiles here."
Oh, okay. Well, it. Floyd leans in. If you're not gonna tell anyone, my real name, my real name is Pink because of my lack of scales.
Think. Very good, very good.
No, not.
Oberon skips ahead and says, "So what did you do to get yourself kicked out?"
I was born without scales. What did you do to get kicked out?
I lit someone on fire. I electrocuted the dog. I electrocuted the other dog. I lit the cat on fire. I froze one of the maids, but it's okay. We had 3.
Hmm. You see that back in my in where I come from, we had a saying when someone lists off a large list of offenses, and it is one of these things is not like the others.
And what is the relevance?
You know, you got me there. So, well, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, if you look at my history, the answer would seem to be accidentally light stuff on fire, but most of the time it is on purpose.
Pretty hot.
Yes, fire is quite warm.
No, it was it was a pun. Have you never heard a pun before?
Is it a poem about a
N-
boat?
No, no. That's just a poem about a pun is like, but less so.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, very good, very good.
Yeah, like here's a good one. Back when I was so a group of friends used to call I tell puns so I tell puns so often that a group of friends who I am very close to and are totally real, they call me the Punisher.
Because they have to suffer at the hands of your alleged wit?
You know, words can hurt, man.
Not as much as fire, let me tell you.
Well, what about lightning? What do you think about
You
lightning?
know, the burns that it leaves are quite attractive sometimes. Yeah, I will say, lightning is a good element, but fire, no, it just melts everything. It's wonderful.
As they talk about this very concerning topic of fire and lightning and melting, the heralder once again calls, saying, "Well, this is quite an enjoyable evening, is it not? Well, let's shuffle again for our last round before we decide our partners for the lizard-drawn carriage ride through the village. Let us see. We have um, first up Floyd and Fukra. You are together, yes, and Rowan and Jaster. We have Annie and Captain Richardson, and we have Asta and Parth, and lastly, E568 and Oberon. All right. Well,
Not to
you
nitpick,
all
but haven't B6 and Auburn already been paired up?
have they?
Oh,
Wasn't that the second one because we rhymed about boats and stoats?
I don't
Oh
know if this is in
yes,
order yet.
yes. Nitpick away.
I
Yes,
re-rolled for
that
B6 when
is.
I saw we were going to be paired again, and B6 got a higher number.
Gotcha. Oh yes, I didn't see that reorder. My apologies. Then
You're good.
Danny, Captain Richardson, and it will be Asta and B568 and Auburn
Auburn and
and
Parith, I think.
Harris. And none
Fukra is
of
just
those
breathing
have been
heavily down
together.
Auburn's neck, for the
Yeah,
record.
yeah, yeah.
Why?
Okay. Then we will start things off with Ukra and Floyd.
Hey, Auberon. Uh, oh, thank you. I was gonna be like, I love your company, but FO. Then but I didn't actually need to say that.
Fukra sits down heavily at the table. I
Oh,
keep
well.
saying it, but that one is a menace!
Well, I wouldn't really say that not surrendering your seat is a menacing activity. It's annoying to be sure, but I wouldn't say it's a menacing.
You seem like one of the good ones, though. I am Fukra.
Oh, I'm Floyd. Oh, people call me Floyd anyway.
Floyd,
And
that is an elegant name. How
oh,
many
thank you.
battles have you won?
Battle one. Uh, oh, well, is it considered a win if I die halfway through?
To die and then come back is winning the true battle, is it not?
Well, when you put it that way. Let's see. Battles I've won. I'm gonna have to say. Then he leans down and says, "Hero." Yeah. How many battles have you won, my good sir?
I would say too many to count, but Fukra keeps good track of these things. It has been 278 battles. 9 if you count 2 for the bedrock bug.
That's considerably more than I've fought in. Oh, this is my son Lars, by the way. Lars, this is Fukra.
Fukra experimentally, does that thing people do with babies where they, put a finger out for them to grab at.
Lars latches on, but gently, firmly but gently.
Fukra smiles. This is strong child. Will win many battles when bigger.
Why, thank you. What brings you to this neck of the woods?
I am looking for a companion to fight with me through this thing we call life. The eternal battle against one's own mortality.
So you're looking for a life partner?
You could say that, yes.
I did say that. Would you say that?
Yes, I think I would. Cradles
Oh.
dragon in already pre-established as very fuzzy and soft arm.
Well, when you put it that way, Lars just goes right to sleep.
Fukra's heavy breathing is rhythmic and calming.
Well, I think Lars has taken a liking to you.
I have taken a liking to him. He is a good
Most-
lad. You are lucky father.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
May I ask what has become of the... Generally it takes a male and a female to create a child. Is there a tragic story or a angry one?
Well, you see, there wasn't actually a mother. It's a very interesting story. You see, me and my troop, not my troop, the folks that I was traveling with, we went into a fairy village, and one of the fairies uh offered me some tea, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm thirsty. I like tea. And so I drank it, and then all of a sudden I had to get out of there, and I just made my way immediately to the bathroom. And after much exasperated shouts and cries of pain, I deposited myself a large red egg, and it was very alarming to me, being that I'm not equipped to pass an egg. And then I just cared for it for a while, and then out popped Lars.
Fukra nods knowingly. Magic is a tricky subject. It can sneak up on even the most agile of warriors. But it appears something good has come of it.
Yeah, I like him. So, you have any little rascals running around?
Alas, no, I do not. The
Ah.
females and I have never gotten along to that point. I bond better with strong warriors like yourself.
I wouldn't consider myself either A, strong, or B, a warrior.
But you are a capable father figure, are you not?
Well, I couldn't go so that far.
If your child is any indication, you do well as a parent.
I mean, he still has a pulse.
That is success at this age, I hear.
Yeah, I would say so. So,
As Fukra and Floyd find harmony in this bond of appreciative motherhood.
Cutting off
So
the
no
wholesomeness, I
other-
see you.
No, there are other conversations going on.
Carry on.
One of which is that between Rowan and Jaster.
Jaster continues his tradition of bringing everyone tea.
Oh, Rowan will happily take it. Sip at it.
Hello there, darling.
Oh, hi. I'm
Um,
Rowan.
I'm Jasta. Uh, your it, your everything is very interesting.
My every. Oh, do you mean the horns? It's
I
usually the
do.
horns. Yeah.
It, it is actually the horns.
Well, thank you. I like your hat.
Thank you. Would you like to try it on?
Oh, I don't know if it's really going to fit over the horns.
I've put it on a few people with horns. It
Okay,
it
well then,
usually it usually hangs off one of the horns, and I take the hat and I put it on one of the horns.
you know, that's a fair idea. I've never really worn a hat before, so yeah, I will try it.
It looks very cute. I wish I had a camera with me to take a picture for you.
I don't know what the camera is, but I do know what the picture is. So
Okay.
I
A camera is a thing that makes pictures automatically.
oh, I do have a little mirror, so I can take a look.
All right.
She'll take a look, and it's a fashionable hat. It's very at odds with the rest of her deserty getup, but she'll kind of smile and then hand you the hat back.
Uh, we'll have to try that again when I'm in autumn season. The the clothes change color with the. Never mind.
Oh, is it
So
magical?
yes, it is. What brings you here, darling?
Oh well, so the horns, right? They're because I recently sort of, well, it's been a couple months, but still recently, I'm a succubus now, but I'm not good at it. So I'm trying to
Ah,
practice, you know?
I see, darling. Uh, we'll have to talk afterwards, I suppose. Then,
Uh-huh.
not like that. I might have some. I might have some tips. I don't swing that way at all. I just want to be clear about that.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, well, if you have tips that any kind of lessons would be helpful. I do my best, and then occasionally, I seduce a Medusa. Um, but it's always pretty much like I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. It happens or it doesn't.
That's kind of how it always goes, though.
Okay, well, at least that's consistent.
Yeah. Have you tried any of these cards yet? They're terrible. It's hilarious.
I've had pretty good luck with them so far, but
Now I just have to see one pulled for you then, because everything I've pulled has been really ridiculous.
okay, yeah, I will pull and we'll see what happens. Okay. 33.
The 33. What do you do to unwind?
Okay. What do you do to unwind?
I get laid usually.
Ah, I
But
see how. Okay.
yes. Um. Other than that, when we take the Dahlia out and leave orbit, I usually like to just float for a while.
Just float in
Yeah,
orbit?
yes, once you're far enough above the ground, you stop weighing anything, and floating is a very marvelous experience.
Also, like on the moon?
Pers- Mm, you're lighter on the moon, that's for sure, but not quite because you still weigh something.
Oh, I don't think I've ever experienced that.
Not a lot of people I've met around here have.
Yeah, I don't think it's very frequent here. So, like up in the sky, but not on the moon.
Precisely. If you go far enough away from this planet, which would also make you pretty far from the moon as well, you stop weighing things because you weigh more the bigger the thing you're standing on is. I don't really get it, I'll be honest.
Oh, I don't really get it either, but the idea of just kind of floating and not weighing anything does sound nice.
It's so relaxing, darling.
Believe it. Now I want to try it, but I don't really know how to get up there. You said you took a ship?
Yes, my wife and I, Asta, she's another couple tables over. we have a ship called the Dahlia, and we fly from big rock to big rock like this one, working.
Oh, what kind of work do you do?
A little bit of everything.
Know that feeling.
I think they call it adventuring around here.
Right, that is, I think, what they call it.
What
There
about
are,
you?
I mean, adventuring, you know?
Wonderful.
Why don't you try pulling a card? The one we just had wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was quite okay. All right. 30.
For 30, what would your perfect morning be like?
What would the perfect morning be like for you, Rowan?
Uh, I wake up. No one is trying to kill me. There is breakfast being made in the camp. There are enough bacon and eggs for everyone to eat, including the dragon. And we're able to just kind of have like a slow morning and just kind of hang out, you know? It's chill.
That does sound lovely. Um, Mine would be waking up back home in Arcadia under under my mother and with all of the wonderful people I've met. Mm, Much as the same, having a lovely breakfast with everyone, and then dancing,
Mm,
dancing for hours and hours.
dancing would be nice.
Mm.
It's been a long time since I did any dancing.
Oh, really? I'd love to see you do some dancing sometime.
I mean, if we, light the big fire outside after this, I can show you, but that's usually kind of where we do it.
Fire dancing.
Right,
You
around the bonfire.
definitely, you definitely have my attention.
As Jaster and Rowan talk about dancing and weightlessness and how to spend the perfect morning, we go over to another couple in the room having their own conversation. Now we get to visit Danny and Captain Richardson. Captain Richardson is taking another drink of her scotch.
Danny looks across the table and says, "Hello, I'm Danny. What's your name?"
Hi, Danny. Um, Captain Richardson, how are you?
I'm sorry, say that again.
My name is Captain Richardson. How are you?
I'm better, I think. Originally, I didn't want to come out tonight, but it's not so bad.
Oh,
What do you think of
well,
it?
it's a warm place to be, so um, I'm fine staying here as long as whatever's happening takes place. But you didn't want to come.
Right, no, I didn't. Not at all.
Mm,
I'm actually much more comfortable being in I guess, a so-called hermit in the woods.
okay.
But
You,
that that's my own decision I made.
someone make you come here.
My friends, um, they encouraged me to come. They kind of made me come, but they were concerned.
Oh, well. Hmm.
But anyway, what is that drink you've got?
This is, well, mostly scotch.
Oh, it's
Some of
scotch.
it's Some of it's something I got on one of my sea voyages on the
Oh,
ocean. Hmm.
you travel on the sea. Do you have a ship?
I do. It's a boat,
Oh,
sails.
how large is it?
Um, it's a big boat. Um, do you sail boats?
No, in fact, I don't think I've ever been on the water. Um,
Excellent.
what do you like about sailing?
Well, yes, I can answer that. Um, it's
What is
um,
that question as bad as the card question?
well, the card questions are pretty awful, but I've
I
spent
don't think they were.
a lot of my life in boxes, and there are no boxes on the ocean.
Well, okay. I guess I'm not as familiar with the design on of a ship, but it's just a thing that floats in the water. How does that look?
Well, I mean metaphorically, you're on a boat, right? And you look at the ocean, and let's say it's dark. So dark you can't see anything except for the stars. Stars are so far away that you know you couldn't touch them, even if you tried. And it feels like there aren't any limits anymore. That feeling, there aren't any limits, any boxes around you. Kind of like that.
That's quite lovely, actually. Kind
And
of
the
like looking up
only
at the sky from the woods at night, from the tallest tree.
where I come from, it's not hard to do that in the woods anymore. Sounds nice.
Yeah,
You just live in the woods? How do you get food?
I'm kind of nomadic. I explore the woods, really. Um, it's a wonderful place. Gosh, there's so many things to learn and discover. It's it feels more like home than any place I've ever been.
Huh. The is it far? Do you miss it?
I do. It is it's far from kind of far from the city. A good, how I would say, a good day's distance. Yeah, but there are new people. There are trees. You have animals occasionally, but the animals generally just find their own business and do the things they need to do. They gather food. They build their homes. Um,
Mm.
they mark their place, and you have to respect that. Cross the river or something, which that's usually not a problem, except in winter. But
Huh?
yeah, I think the solitude is what I like about it most.
Well, if you like solitude, it's a very strange event to come to. As you say,
Yes,
your friends made you
hence the
come.
reason this was not my decision. I would have chosen to remain where I was if I had the choice, but I was encouraged to come,
Mm.
very strongly encouraged to come. by some well-meaning friends, I'm sure, but it's not what I would have wanted to do, but also it hasn't been the worst thing I've done.
Oh, I'm glad the evening has improved for you.
Yeah?
But if it didn't, and if you end up having a bad time or something, can
Well, I'm
try
glad.
to escort
Yeah.
you home or get you out of here. Don't like people being where they ought not to be. Don't feel comfortable.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the offer.
Welcome. They said these cards were pretty interesting.
They are actually. Would you like to try one?
Yeah. See her check her wrist, and she says, "Think we can do with one."
Okay. That's an 87.
87. What is the best meal you've ever had?
Oh. Oh, this one's lovely. Would you like to go first?
Best meal. Okay. Okay. So this was okay. This was on another boat. An orc boat. A boat of warriors, and they were just awful. They were horrid. I was acting as their first officer, and they threw me through a bunch of initiations. And one of their pranks was trying to get me to eat their cuisine, and of course, I did out of respect. And they served it to me in a way they thought a human could handle, which I knew was not how they actually served it. I threw it back in their face, demanded they served me as any of their natives. One they respect, a gruesome stomach virus for the next 3 days. Tasted awful, and I suffered horribly. Earned the respect of the crew. The rest of the mission was a success. Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
It meal itself was awful, but relationships were good.
All right.
What about you?
At least that. Oh, I remember this one meal. I was in the western region of the forest and came across some unusual plants, and of course I tested them first to see if they were poisonous, but they weren't. They passed. So I tried them. I actually tried cooking them over the fire, and it was, oh my gosh, with some herbs applied, it was the best meal I have ever had. I don't even know what that plant was, but I know where to find it. I know how to cook it. That's the important thing. But it was amazing. You got this
Does.
savory, but also slightly sweet, I guess, because the plant was, it looked to be, I guess, a little more ripe. But that combination if you ever get a chance to try it, do. The salty, sweet taste. It's amazing.
Mm. Sounds nice. And their their conversation ends and drifts to Asta in B568.
It's B658. You keep saying it B568. I don't know why.
Because I wrote it down wrong. I am so sorry. In my spreadsheet.
For the record, B6 is not offended. They're used to being called Bezics because biologicals don't understand that numbers can be names.
It's okay. I'll just keep calling you the wrong number.
It's fine. B6, again, turns to a new journal page entry, picks up their pen.
Greetings, biological. I am B658. How may I address you?
My name is Asta.
B6 writes that down.
Yes, Asta. What brings you to tonight's event?
My friend thought it would be a fun idea, so I am here, and I was also promised alcohol.
Yes, and who is your friend?
The elf in the very bright clothing. And Asta will point over her shoulder in Jaster's direction.
And you disagree with their assessment?
It's been all right. What brings you here?
I am studying the behavior of the biologicals, and apparently the primary goal of tonight was the pair bonding experience. I am trying to ascertain information on the study being done here.
Reconnaissance, then.
You could say that, and you would not be incorrect.
Interesting. Any luck so far?
I have received a very interesting historical note that I think may be from my own timeline's future, from the good captain sitting behind you.
Captain Richardson, huh?
I did not get their full name, I merely recognized the bars on their shoulder.
What did she tell you?
She told me of a starship that is going to get lost, and I am hoping that with that knowledge written down in the annals of history, we may be able to avoid the entire ordeal entirely.
That sounds like good information to have.
Do you have any valuable information?
Not particularly, unfortunately.
That is a disappointment. Do you require any information that I may have gathered outside of this conversation?
Is there anything you think is important?
I know many things that I consider to be important. What is pertinent to your current struggle?
Well, always looking for work.
You require employment?
Don't we all?
I have a friend who is very fond of the water, who never seems to not be employed. He is always wanted for work. You should work with him. He is known as the Broological.
Might not be a bad lead. I appreciate the help.
Of course. I do understand that employment and collection of sustenance is required for biologicals to continue functioning.
Gotta eat.
Well, you do.
But you don't.
No, I utilize the power of the sun to recharge my internal batteries.
Have you ever wondered what food tastes like?
I recently consumed a candied apple. It was a pleasurable experience.
Hmm. Asta's gonna just take a sip of her drink.
B6 is going to write absently in their notebook.
Asta's gonna go for one of the cards. She is not. Look, she's leaning heavily on these.
Nice! Nice!
And oh, question 69 is, what are you most grateful for?
Do you ask B6 or are you going to answer it on your own?
Well, I'm gonna ask first. What are you most grateful for?
B6 ponders this extensively.
That would clearly be an even tie between my extensive built-in memory banks that allow me to store and compile all the viable information that I run across in the natural world, and my companions that I have recently come into contact with who not only get me access to good information, but are not terribly judgy of my own existence.
Sounds nice. I've recently, well, not really recently, but have a friend who is the same for me. And I'm very grateful for him.
Tell me of this friend. What do you most value in companionship?
He just gets me.
B6 writes down more notes.
Understanding is valuable and some would say required in any biological relationship. If you have found one who understands you, that is high value.
That's very true. Seems like your companions get you too.
They, at the very least, do not question the parts of me they do not understand.
Does B658 and Asta communicate over exactly what is valued in a relationship? We have one more couple engaged in conversation around the room. That is Arith and Oberon. Two people I often mispronounce together at last.
Together again.
Perth, as per usual, sticks out his hand and says, "Good evening, I'm Perth."
Oberon will hold out his hand and do that whole limp-wristed, like, you know the thing. Not really a handshake, he's just holding out his hand. And he'll list his full elven name. And say, at the end of it, but you may refer to me as Oberon.
Why, thank you. That should be more easy for me to pronounce.
Yes.
So, this evening, have you enjoyed it?
Well, it's been what feels like hours, and I still can't find the damn bathroom.
Hmm. Well, maybe we can find it soon. But
Perhaps. Other than that, it's been positively delightful.
I'm glad to hear that. So, what do you do for fun?
Well, I like to burn my enemies in a fiery conflagration that screams defiance at the very heavens.
You like to burn enemies with fire.
Yes, that is correct.
That is absolutely glorious. I love people who bring fire to the table.
Not just to the table, anywhere. I
Yes.
can set the table on fire if you'd like.
Okay. Can I show you something?
Is it fire related and or fire adjacent?
Yes.
Yes.
Parith suddenly stands up and he pulls his chainmail over his head to reveal like a chainmail scar. He says, "Once I watched an enemy's eyes as he burned in a fireball. I stood there with him. It was glorious. I love the fire. Please show me your fire."
Oberon nods very thoughtfully, and he's like, showing you fire on the first date? Well, I mean, I'd say take me to dinner, but, you know. Oh, hell, and he shoots off a firebolt.
Ah, that's glorious. The power of magic just blows my mind. Kind of like a fireball does.
Oberon nods, and he's like, finally, someone who gets it.
I sadly wish that I could get it more, as I and he like holds out his hands like he's trying to produce fire, but there's obviously nothing. That nothing has ever come out. I rely over there, and he points over at the next table over for fire. You would be a great addition to our team. Would you help us in overthrowing the current king of our nation?
Oberon nods in agreement because, you know, he's not doing anything else right now. And it's always nice to meet people with an appreciation for fire. Um Are these actually lizard creatures? Are they alive?
Those are yes, those are lizard creatures.
Are they immune to fire by chance?
Yes.
They are immune to fire?
Yes.
Okay,
What are you
good, because
doing with
Oberon
my
is going to
dragon?
set off a fireball in the corner.
Why are you tormenting my dragons?
If they're immune to fire, they'll like it. It's fine. It's like a
Ah.
bath to them. Besides, the radius it's gonna be in the corner. The radius isn't even gonna like reach them.
Mhm.
I was just making sure. So yes, Oberon will shoot a firebolt out of his staff. Fireball, a literal fireball, excuse me.
A
My
literal
mistake.
fireball.
They are different.
Hmm.
Barrett's still standing will lower his chainmail and go over to the edge and just kind of stand there and say, "Won't you join me in watching this furniture burn? It is such a glorious sight that you have produced for this."
Yes, yes. You see, my favorite kind of furniture is the kind that burns.
So, the very now concerned Harold will come out and produce some quite chill magic, a swirl of blue mist to engulf the areas that are now in flames hand quiet the flames and say, "Well, that was quite an explosive end to our event, was it not? My dear guest, if you would, won't you entertain yourselves in the foyer while we round up these numbers of your selections, and while we balance the scales of your hearts to see who you will be in this oh, the carrot, please don't set anything else on fire, please.
Fukra fist
You
bumps
will.
Parith.
Parith definitely returns fist bump. And then Parith will approach Rowan and say, "Did you see him? He might join us. How many recruits did you get?"
How many what?
Recruits!
Oh, you know, well, actually, considering my track record, the answer could be anywhere between like 1 and 3. I did see the fireball. I miss the fireball. It's a pretty good
Come,
fireball.
friends, let us all cast fireballs together.
Let's
Fukra
not.
puts a giant paw on Auburn's shoulder. One more fireball, and I will take you back to Tawny on my shoulder myself.
I can't do fire, but I can shoot lightning in a 30-foot line. Does that count?
Yeah,
Hasn't
you know
considered
what? I'll
bargaining
take
a
it. I'll
drink.
take it.
That
The thought that counts. I've seen lightning start fires. That's all that really matters.
Okay.
Now, darlings, while I appreciate the pyromania, perhaps not. It's not our establishment to burn down.
Yeah, but
Right.
doesn't that make it more fun?
No, but we could go do a big fire outside and maybe, not have to rebuild the building afterward.
Does ownership of
Oh,
an establishment allow you to burn it down without consequence?
No, that's arson.
Well, I think it's only arson if
Oh, bro,
you're
look-
doing it for the insurance.
What is this
That's in-
consequence?
That's all. That's insurance fraud. The actual, if you decide to burn down something you own, I don't think you'd have any trouble as long as you don't try to then claim on insurance on it.
B6
Oberon
has a
looks
new
surprised
journal page
again.
and is taking more furious notes.
It's like, wait, I don't own this establishment? Well, then I am in the wrong building.
If you owned the establishment, wouldn't you know where the bathroom was?
Oh!
Do you even know which character of mine you're talking to?
Doesn't matter.
Whenever Oberon knows something, it's always in giant quotation marks.
Okay, who are we pairing up, and how are we determining this?
I have well, mechanically, there's a spreadsheet. Non-mechanically, the herald is siphoning through your emotions and your experiences and is tallying up exactly what you all thought of the evening. Oh, un momento, por favor.
While all this is happening, Jaster gets a ring out of his pocket and puts it on the ring finger on his right hand.
Have fun.
Of course I did, dear. Jew.
It wasn't terrible.
Awesome. Terrible.
Did Floyd just take an
It was not
extremely
terrible.
roundabout route to get to Rowan?
I mean, I don't know. Did he?
Yes.
Would you like to say hi to Captain Richardson?
I am somewhat scared that she will be mad at me.
I don't think she's mad at you.
So, the herald will walk out and say, "Well, it appears that some of you may have had more fun than others tonight. But as always, love reigns supreme. We're all invited, of course, to take these festive carriage rides and enjoy. Do hope that you continue to partake of the free beverages and the entertainment for this evening. But without further to do, Aster and Asta, you may, of course, take your carriage, and Aerith and Oberon, your carriage awaits. Lloyd, Rowan,
Yes.
your carriage awaits. Captain Richardson, Annie, your carriage awaits. And Ukra and 658. I'm not sure how. I hope you two get to know each other.
I'm not sure how that happened.
Wow, that's really funny.
And as everyone's leaving, Perth yells, "All right, ride to the bonfire at camp. We make ride to the castle in the morning."
Wait, what?
And with our characters paired off on their speed dating adventure is all for tonight. Thank you so much for
Thank
tuning
you,
in.
everyone.
We
Thank
do hope
you.
to see you back next week, same time, for the continuation.
Hang on,
of
one
the-
clarifying question. Are they lizard-drawn carriages, or are they maybe salamander-drawn carriages?
Know what?
Yes!
I mean, I'm
Yes!
still hoping for wizard-drawn carriages.
There are no. This is Cutasa. There are no
Just wanna put a
salamanders
wizard
that
on
I
a
know of
horse,
in
okay?
Kingdom.
The great salamander laughs at your attempt to exclude them.
You know.
Yeah. No, I should have brought Patricia. Well,
Maybe next time.
Okay, tell
Maybe
people what to
next
tune in
time.
next time for, and let's wrap this up. It's after 10.
yes. Next week we are having the continuation of the Cuddle Vagabonds, a lovely group that started off as a one-shot, turned two-shot. We're going to throw that group into an actual campaign. So once the video of this week is uploaded on YouTube, you can find more ways to connect with us in the description. For tonight, have a good night, everyone. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and stay safe out there. Good night, y'all.
Goodbye!
Sleep tight, guys.
Bye.